Uncle Unlimited. Life is an illusion, and so is the internet. We live in an age where young people, increasingly younger, are being drawn into a busy world of noise, often set out to divide and conquer us. And when young, your brain and confidence is normally low, and you can be usurped into beliefs that may not serve you in later life, and also cause you harm in an earlier state. Often, it is good to stop the world of noise and internet distraction and move into a place of peace and chill to reset yourself and calm yourself down so you can take on the world from a stronger foundation of renewed strength. This brings us to today's sponsor, Stop the World. It's an app I built in a hackathon that takes you on a simple reset of life into breath and calm music. It's free, so go check it out at stoptheworld.app after watching today's episode, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you. Hello YouTube. Life can be fast or life can be slow, but I feel after a long day of working fast, building stuff, writing my new children's novel that I'm working on, it's kind of exciting. It's good to slow down and reflect on the day at the end of the day, right? I'm really trying hard to keep going with this channel, and I've deleted so many videos on this channel in the past as well. It's really difficult. Even me, who's done movies as well, to continue. But if you are thinking of doing YouTube, I would highly recommend it as a way of getting you more confident in front of camera. I'm normally behind the camera, but I'm doing a movie where I'm actually in it as well. So, yeah. Documenting your life on camera is a really powerful way to build like a creative pursuit and skill, and also a great way of connecting with audiences, building your audience. No matter how boring you think your routine is daily, you can use creativity to make it interesting. I mean, look at Casey Neistat, who did something like 800 videos over 3 years. Was it 3 years or 5 years? 3 years, I think. 800 videos. He did a daily vlog every day, and he edited every night, and he made it into something interesting. Made each one into a film. You don't need fancy gear. I'm shooting on my iPhone X. I'm not using even a microphone. I'm trying to remove the blocks. But try and have a point of your video. I think my point today is all about sometimes you have to work hard and fast at work. With AI, you get becoming faster potentially. But it's always good to unwind in the evening, breathe, focus on what went well, what didn't go so well, so you can improve the next day. And it's good to also relax yourself in the evening, especially if you've had a lot of stress. A lot of people sort of pile into the pubs, but I would argue that probably doesn't make you hugely chilled. I'm not saying having a beer now and again is not so bad, but in moderation is good. If you are doing YouTube, just be consistent. I'm going to try and do a video a day because I want to kind of document what's going on. Today I worked on the children's book. I've refined the 10 or so chapters of it that I've done so far, book 1. I've planned 10 books in the series. It's kind of quite exciting. I say children's is more like young adult. You think you'd like Harry Potter, a lot of young people like that, children liked it, but also adults read it, right? So I'm kind of doing a book like that, where young people, it's mainly for young people, teenagers to read, but I think adults would also enjoy it too. And I'm going to try and get a publisher. I looked up J.K. Rowling's publisher. He was agent, because publishers won't go near you. You need an agent to then contact the publishers. But I looked him up, and he's sadly passed away, and they've sadly closed down his agency. He's really interesting, actually, because he was a cool guy, and she picked him because he had an interesting name. And he basically shopped her first manuscript around. No one really cared. And then he luckily noticed that Bloomsbury were opening a children's section, and he kind of asked them for a favor to read the manuscript, and managed to do the first print run. I think it was like 500 or something, printed only. So if you can get one of those first editions, probably worth quite a bit now. Harry Potter. But even then, I mean, I think she was on benefits at the time. She's a single mum. She's really struggling. No one really cared about her book. But she carried on, and look, she became one of the probably the biggest, most successful author of all time. And he became probably one of the most successful agents of all time. I think she ended up being worth 700 million. He ended up being worth something like 50 million or something. So he was working in this really small office in Victoria, and he was, papers everywhere. And when he first got her manuscript, apparently he just put it in the bin, and his manager, luckily his assistant, persuaded him to read it, and she read it, thought it was really interesting. So he kind of went back and had another go. So lucky that whoever that person was changed J.K. Rowling's lives, and probably changed the lives of a lot of us. A lot of young people started reading because of that book. And interesting, right? So use that analogy for YouTube. You never know what's going to happen. What's your objective? Is it to make money, or is it to create? I would say don't have an objective. Don't have, this is where I want to get to. Don't look at your metrics too much at the beginning. Just post, see what happens, and try and improve one little thing every time. So for me, maybe I'll improve sound first, and then I may improve the camera, may improve lighting, maybe start structuring my videos a bit better. And then we'll see what happens. I don't want to make it too kind of structured and boring, reading off a script like all these YouTubers do. I think, I don't know, I just think that humanity is becoming even more important these days. And I think, especially with AI, I think everything's becoming same. And everything's becoming like AI, and, people want humanity to come back. So just try and be yourself and see what happens. I've seen like 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds start off their first video and get monetized. So who knows? Everyone's got something that they can add value with. Remember to end each day with some breaths and pause and reflect on what's happened. And do something that scares you every day. That's the actual vibe of today. When I say scares, be responsible, obviously. What I meant is, like, I don't know, write a book or write a social media post or do your first TikTok or first YouTube. Because stepping into the unknown is what actually expands you and makes you change and become more powerful as a person if you did it every day. I'm still having difficulty looking at the camera. I think this is the camera here, right? But I keep looking here because this is where the screen is. So that's something I need to work on as well. I mean, there's a little green light that comes on. I never noticed that before. So maybe I should just, look at the light, follow the light, follow the light. We actually found this place called Being, which is quite nice. My friend went over and booked some appointments, and they've got some cool stuff. They've got some really nice products. They're part of this new property development in St Albans, and yeah, they've got some nice products. The dude at the front was super nice, super friendly. It's actually called Being, I think, the brand name, which is kind of cool, as a wellness product. And it's like a place to pause and, reconnect with yourself. And it's very similar to the vibe of Stop the World that I'm trying to build around. And it also has like an immersion tank. So if you might have seen these in the movies, I think I saw it in a Hollywood movie when the guy's connecting with his dad at the end and they're trying to chill out. I think Gerard Butler, trying to connect with Nick Nolte, he plays his dad, and they're in this immersion tank. And they also have infrared spas, massage. I had a look at the facilities, looks really chill. It's a small unit, but it's kind of decent, and so I wish them a lot of success. If you're in St Albans, go and support them. Supporting small businesses is always a good thing, especially when they're dealing with wellness. So this is called Being. Go and check it out in St Albans, Hertfordshire, if you're there. I'm not paid by them. They don't even know I'm doing this. I just thought I'd give them a shout out. There was once a knight who lived inside a high stone fortress. Inside those walls, everything was safe. The knight had his quarters, his maps, and his battle plans. Every single day, he sat by the hearth, sharpening his broadsword and polishing his heavy iron armour. Beyond the fortress lay a sprawling, uncharted forest. The knight knew that out there in the woods lay new lands, hidden paths, and true honour. But whenever he looked through the heavy iron gate, he froze. "My armour isn't polished enough," he whispered. "I need a complete map of the woods first. What if I step into a trap?" So he stayed inside the fortress, refining his strategies for years, completely safe from defeat, but completely still. One evening, an old traveller walked out of the thicket and leaned against the gate. The knight called down from the battlements, "How did you traverse the forest?" The traveller beckoned to the knight, and the knight came down to meet him. "How did you do it without a full plate of armour or a complete map?" he said. The traveller held up a simple wooden staff and replied, "This heavy armour you wear to protect yourself from fear is the very cage that keeps you trapped. The forest isn't conquered by knowing every tree before you leave. It is understood, one step at a time, simply by walking through the gate." The next morning the knight unbuckled his heavy iron plate. He took a single breath, pulled on his boots, and opened the heavy wooden gate, and stepped into the soil. The moment his boots touched the grass, fear vanished, because he was no longer waiting to start. He was already on the quest. Don't wait until you feel ready to attend that hackathon, start that channel, or launch that project. Drop your heavy armour, step out, and let the journey teach you as you go. New Batman series is on Prime, I think. It's pretty good, right? Go and check it out. May head into London, but it's always good to eat before you go out. And made some mushroom pasta this time. It's just mushroom, garlic, chilli, something simple. And realised I've left the tea bag in my black tea. That's not so great. A bit stronger. But yeah, black tea with orange and some nice pesto with mushroom. Yam this and it'll kind of help me deal with the evening. I've got a Ethereum event. London, there's an Ethereum event, which is like a Web3 event, which I'm going to go to. So I'm going to go and check that out. Should be fun. A bit late because it starts at 6:30 and it's already 6:05, so slightly late. Seems like a nice day today. Look how absolutely glorious it is today. Super nice weather.
And the idea is that you are amongst a group of people in your area, you can talk about local problems, and then you can come up with a solution. I mean, it's
100 times and I just can't listen to anyone.
Because after a while, people will just turn up at the front gates of your castle. You know.
VR. VR,
AI
VR,
thing
virtual
for blind
reality,
people. So kind of cool.
Winter reality in London, 2015.
The sonic architecture of Nightcall, and a homage to Kavinsky. When Vincent Berloge, also known as Kavinsky, passed away, the music and film worlds really lost a pioneer. He single-handedly defined the modern outrun and synthwave aesthetic. Why Nightcall, his track, works really well is that the pacing, produced alongside Guy Manuel de Omem Cristo from Daft Punk, the track doesn't really rush. It builds slowly around a rhythmic, low-tempo 80s arpeggio that mimics the steady hum of an engine on an empty highway. The contrast, pairing robotic, distorted vocoder vocals with Love Fox's haunting, clean chorus, really mirrors the film's theme: cold violence on the outside and underlying warmth inside. The cultural impact: the track didn't just support the opening credits of the legendary neo-noir film Drive by Nicholas Refn, it also became the visual blueprint for how late-night urban solitude was represented in media. Art really leaves a mark when it creates a mood you can live in. Kavinsky gave us a soundscape for the quiet hours, proving that a single analog synth line can tell a bigger story, much more than 1,000 words. Rest in peace, my friend. Kavinsky, who passed away this month. And to honour Kavinsky's passing, here's a piece of synth we created to play us out over the credits. Hope you enjoyed episode 2, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Absolute cinema. Uncle Unlimited!